It's 8 a.m. from Fox 35. This is Good Day.
8:11 here on Good Day. Well, he's known as America's most notorious jewel thief, but he got caught and he went to prison. Now, after living the life of a gangster and starting over, he's trying to help kids keep their lives on track. We're talking about it. Larry Lawton, he's with us. He's the author of the book Gangster Redemption, and he's with us right here on our Good Day studios. Larry, always good to see you. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me,
You know,
John.
before we get started with the book and the movie and the miniseries, all this stuff coming up, I want to ask you a question on our Fox Talk question today. Sure. We've seen this video of the woman being bullied on the school bus. These kids are all around her, calling her names, flicking her ear, doing all kinds of things. My contention is kids aren't worse these days. We just see it on videos now. What do you think? Are kids worse these days with bullying, or has it always been this bad?
No, I agree with you 100%. And here's what I often tell people. They say, is it the single parents or is it, latchkey kids? You know, we had the same issues back then as we do today. It's a lack of parenting, not parenting itself.
I'm curious about these kids. You got a bunch of 14, 15-year-old kids here. Their parents now are finding out what their kids are doing. What do you say to kids who are going the wrong path, already in middle school here? You know,
we work with that every day. I get hundreds of emails a day on that. And my first thing is, how much communications? Do you know who your friends are? Do you know your kids' friends? Do you know your friends' parents? A lot of times you'll ask them, they don't even know who they are or what block they live on. I want to know who my parents are. I want to know who the kids' parents are. Because usually you can see a lot by the parents of a kid. It's just like, who do you hang out with?
So do you think a lot of times it is just the parents not parenting correctly, and that's why you get kids acting out like this?
Well, it's a culmination of a lot of things, John. It's the internet, the kids that have so much stimulation within what they do, and then nobody is guiding them. I mean, our schools got to get more proactive. I don't think our schools are proactive enough. I don't think our police departments are proactive enough. They have to get more proactive. It's a culmination. We as a community have to start helping kids. It's not just you or I or the parent. You know, you throw two parents working, you throw a bunch of other, mortgage. I can get into the money aspects, but lack of parenting. I do a drill, John, with kids that's amazing for parents. Take your kid without your cell phone to a park. When you go to that park, no phones. Have them read the paper with you. Each one of you pick out an article. You will be surprised what you learn about what the article your son or daughter picks out. I'm talking about a 13, 14-year-old kid. It's an amazing little drill, and it works wonders. People tell me every day, it's the best thing I've ever done. You take a child, and he might read an article about abuse, so you find out he's been abused. You might read an article about fashion, and he wants to be in the fashion business, or sports, something that you didn't know. It's a way to communicate with no cell phones.
That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious, too, because you were one of these kids. You were the bad kid. You grew up to be a bad adult for a long time.
No question.
Went to prison. Now you got the book out, Gangster Redemption. Why did you decide to put all of your stories into a book?
Well, it's the whole culmination of my life, right, from growing up being the #1 jewel thief, and I'm not proud of that. I always emphasize that. I feel for the victims, so I have to give back. What I did was I showed how people do change. John, I was in Washington once, and we had a convention, and people said they're giving up on kids. I will never give up on kids. I believe in bad choices, not bad kids. So I show that even the bad guys like me can change. People do change. When you think, when we start giving up on our kids, where's our future at?
But would it have made a difference for you to have an adult come in and do an intervention when you were becoming this bad kid? What would have changed you to actually straighten your life out back then before you did all the stuff you did?
I was just asked that question. It was a great question because yes, and here's why. I do a program for kids. At the end of my program, I ask a question. The question is, what's the most important thing in your life? Every single, thousands of kids say family, God, their sisters or brothers. We did that same drill when I started the program, and some of the kids said, I want the biggest house on the block, I want to be a rap star, I want to be something different. So what they've learned in my program is seeing what's important in life. So it's how you communicate, and if I knew the things I knew after going to prison, after being abused in prison, after everything that happened to me, I tell people I will live under a bridge before I do another crime or anything like that.
Well, the book is Gangster Redemption. It's out all over the place right now. You also have a reality show in the works. You got a movie, so we're about to see a whole lot more of you, Larry. It's always great to have you right here in our studios.
Thanks for having me, John.
Hey, is there a website? Do you have a website people can check out?
Yes, www.lawton911.com.
Lawton911. We'll put it up on our Facebook page, too. Larry, thanks, man.
Thank you very much, John. Thanks for having me. All right.